So I thought today we'd do a couple of little demos. Um, so let me show you what I've got here to begin with. When I first started out with watercolor, I bought this pan set of watercolors. They're very beautiful colors. They're certainly not artist grade, but the quality, the vibrancy of the colors is just quite amazing. And they were not expensive. I got also some water here for my brushes. One brush that I'm going to use right now, but many more available. And I took a piece of 5" by 7" paper, and I've taped it to just an ordinary piece of cardboard. And just tape the edges, because when you peel off the tape, it leaves a nice little white border around the edge of the painting. And hopefully we'll do a snow scene of some kind. But before we do that, and in this video, I'll do that painting in a second video, but right now I'd like to do something different. I just want to show you these colors, and I've got here a piece of paper that I've taken. I've lined it off, and we're just going to put these colors on this paper, and it'll make a nice little swatch card. One of the things I've done already is I've taken a spray bottle and just sprayed this paint. That helps to activate the paint. Now, the first color we have here is, I believe it's called Chinese white. It's become a little contaminated by the color next to it, but obviously if I take white paint and put it on a white background, we're really not going to see anything. So the next color we have is, this is probably a lemon yellow. Hopefully this can be seen. Maybe try zooming in a little bit. There we go. That may be a little bit better. Now we're just going to move along here. I think this is probably a cadmium yellow. I'm getting into an orange of some kind. I don't know the names of all the colors. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to make sure I get the right one next. We're getting into some reds now. And I do have a swatch card with all the names written down. Can't find it right now. I think we're here. Hopefully you can see how nice and vibrant these colors are. Whoops, just splash paint. It's okay. So we got 3 more to go. Now, the problem with this brand of paint is that some of these colors, especially the reds, pinks, can be what's called fugitive. What do we mean by that? Well, it means that they don't hold up well to ultraviolet light, and so they will fade. Now you're going to see in the palette some of these colors are quite dark. It's hard to know what they are, but they will show up differently when we put them on the paper. Oh, look at that. So those are sort of purples, and we're going to get into some blues now. Now this would be a cerulean blue, which is quite light and good for skies though. This one is kind of a greenish color to it, probably good for seascapes. Let's see, 5. Now, this one looks really dark in the palette. Let's see what it looks like. Oh, look at that. Not much difference. Oh, there it goes. Drop a little more color into some of them. Now this one is well used. I don't know if you can see that on the palette, that the well is quite used up. That's because this is ultramarine. It's a color that's used quite frequently. I believe this is either an indigo or Payne's gray, I'm not sure. Now we're going to be getting into the greens. The first one over here, probably a sap green, what's called a sap green, or it could be a light green. And we're on the last row here. I think this is the sap green. Very popular color. Now, a lot of artists would not keep many greens in their palette. And the reason for that is they prefer to mix their own greens. So most people would recommend, especially for beginners, you start off with just the primary colors and you mix the rest. Some colors you can't mix though. So that's kind of an olive green there. The next one is yellow ochre. Another frequently used color. The problem with having so many colors, this is what, 36, it can make it really confusing, especially for the beginner, as to what. Well, I'm not getting much out of that guy. It can make it a bit confusing as to what colors to use. And so sometimes a limited palette is best. So for example, when it comes to that the quick snow scene that I hope to do later on, it's oops, not sure I think we're okay. I may only use 2 or 3 colors. Some of these colors seem pretty weak until you sort of get them moving a bit. And I believe the last one is going to be what's called lamp black. I don't use black. Well, I shouldn't say never, but hardly ever. You can mix black. You can actually mix blacks from the other colors, from the primary colors even. So there you go. So let's bring that up closer. My lighting isn't the best, but hopefully you can see that. Oh, there we go. It's better. Okay, so in the next video, hoping to do an actual painting. See you later.